Hello, how are you?
What's the background today?
Oh, it's a painting that Alan gave me. It's absolutely magnificent. It's all in 3D.
Can't hear you. I cannot hear you.
It's a painting. Can you
Is
hear
my
me?
phone?
Well, I'm on the
I
sound.
can't hear you.
Hold on a second. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? So it's your sound. You're not connected to sound. You are not connected to sound. You are not connected to sound.
I can't hear you, Mario.
I can hear you. Turn it.
Shavua Tov, Elazar. Mario, Shavua Tov.
Shabbat Tov. He can't listen. He's completely headish today. Turn off and on again. How are you, Walter? Walter?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Shavua Tov.
Shabbat Tov. Hello, can you hear me? Alan?
Shavua Tov.
Shabbat Tov.
What's doing?
Okay.
Good luck, everybody.
Well,
Shavua Tov, Eni.
We're on Mem Dalet, 50.
eh?
Mem Dalet, 44.
44.
Shor Adam. Shor that killed a person. Sha'asa bo ketanim u'kigdolim. Doesn't make a difference whether it was a small shore, a big shore, adult or minor. Enodin shechayv al ketanim. It's chayv skila. Also, when it kills a child, male or female kigdolim. So we don't need a pasuk. Im amid adam ba'adam. We said that a human being that kills a child. So you killed for that. But maybe there's a reason for that. Shekain chayv aberdvam. Adam amazik has a stringency over shore in that you pay arbitvarim. Besides the nezek, you pay tsar, boishes, ripui, and shevas. Toimer b'shore, and a chayv arbitvarim. But maybe we can't compare it to this kavachomer we did from Adam, because the shore is less stringent, because you're not chayv in the arbitvarim. Tamad loimer oben yigach obas yigach lachayv alaktanim kigdoilim. A shore is put to death, whether it kills an adult or a child. Fine, that's a shor mu'ed. The tam minayin. How do I know that a short tam is killed with skila if it killed a child? Dinu, it's logic. Hoil v'chayiv b'shor ish v'isha. A shor is killed, whether it kills a man or a woman. Chayiv gam b'benuvas, and we've just established it's chayiv whether it kills a child, boy or girl. When the shore is killed for killing a man or a woman, you kill a shore if it killed a human being, whether it's a tam or a mu'at, it doesn't pay koif for it, but you kill the shore. So similarly, the din that you kill the shore will be no different. If it killed a child, makes no difference whether it's a tam or mu'at. I'll show you another kavachoin. Uma ish v'isha shekain hara koicha b'nezikin. By human beings, there is a weakening by humans because only an adult are chayiv. They have to pay if they damage something. Lo chilakta, we said whether a shore kills them, bein tam lemuit. Then ubas sheyipakoch b'nezikin. Now, a child, if he damages, they don't pay. They're not considered a bardas. So ein adin shlotach bein tam lemuit. So again, it should be no different whether a short tam killed them or a mu'id. Amrit v'chidan and kavachomer la'akbar alav. We don't do a kavachomer to make a chumrah. Im hachomer b'mu'id, hachomer, im hichmer b'mu'id hachomer. You're chayiv by a mu'id, whether it kills ketanim or gdoilim. Tachmer b'tam hakal. Would you be machmir by tam, which is more lenient? So there's no, that second kavachomer we don't need. It doesn't work. The odd, im armit b'ish v'ish shkin chayim b'mitzvahs. We said that a short time, you kill with skila if it killed a man or a woman, but they're chayim b'mitzvahs. Tomer b'benu basha p'tur min mitzvahs. A minor boy or girl are potter min mitzvahs. So from svara alone, maybe I wouldn't have been known that a tam shore is put to death if it kills a child. Tamad lemer ben yigach bas yigach. Negicha betam, negicha b'muid, negicha lemisa, negicha lenezakin. You're chayiv no matter what as bailim, if it did the negicha to children. Mishnah.
What's the half a minute to think that because they're not chayiv and mitzvahs that it's lessened? What was the harm to think that the kavachomer would apply? Because so what if they're not chayiv and mitzvahs?
I think it would be the same by goyim. Goyim aren't chayiv and mitzvahs, and you're also patur by goyim. No.
Yeah, but if a man kills a child, he's still chayiv misa. Why should it? Because he's so? Can you see the same spore? That if a man kills a child, he's not chayav b'misa.
No,
Yes,
but the Gemara had the Havamina that perhaps you don't kill a tam if it killed a child because they're not chayav mitzvahs. We learned about killing a human being from a different pasuk. The fact that you're killed, you are a rotseach, whether you killed an adult or whether you killed a child.
yeah. So why should it be different by? Why should it be less than a tam?
No, because
Sure.
because the pasuk by ben yigach or bas yigach, that's a pasuk that we thought you could learn it misvara, but the svara is broken through this. The fact that a katan and a katan are different because they're patur mitzvahs. So the Gemara rejects the kavachomer. You can't learn it from svara, and you need the pasuk. That a tam is also put to death if it kills a child. So it was a svara that was used to say that the Kavachomer doesn't work.
Is there a special pasuk to say that if a person kills a child, he's chayav misa? Or do we learn it from Adam, just Adam and a man and woman be the same thing? I mean, is there a special pasuk? Is there a special pasuk that says that a child?
There's psukim by Rotseach.
Yeah,
They go through the analysis. Rashi said over there, Rotseach Katan Kigadol, the cause of the Ish Kiyakeh. So there's a pasuk.
doesn't it say?
There's no loshna ben ktanim legolim. Masha chayv adam bottom loshna ben ktanim legolim. Ki yakeh kol nefesh adam afilu ktanim b'mashma. Pasuk. That's the pasuk. Ki yakeh kol nefesh adam afilu ktanim b'mashma. But you don't have. So the Gemara ended up saying the same thing. O ben yigach o bas yigach. You need the pasuk. The Gemara attempted to say no. You could learn it from Svara, but from Svara you couldn't because you can reject the Kavachomer to say ish ve'isha are chayv mitzvahs. Kat nektar are not chayv mitzvahs. So based on that Kavachomer, so that's why we need the pasuk. O ben yigach o bas yigach.
Okay.
That's all the Gemara tried to do.
Yeah.
Mishnah.
Oh.
The ox had an itch and it was scratching itself on the wall. The nafal ala adam. So it had no kavana to kill the adam. It was scratching lahana also. But it killed. Or niskavin lahareg es behema. It went charging towards a behema to kill it. Lahareg es adam. It ended up by accident killing a person. Or lagoy, it had kavanah to kill a goy for Harg ben Yisrael. Or linephilim, it tried to kill a stillborn for Harg ben Kayama, patu. You don't put the shore to death because there was no kavanah. Kamisas bailim im harag, came misas ashor shaharag. The same dinim apply to a human rotzeach. You don't put the human to death as a rotzeach if he didn't have kavanah to kill the person.
Would he have to go to Galus?
No, we're not talking about show. That doesn't fulfill shogeg. Shogeg, when you go to Galus, is a specific set of circumstances where the person has to be killed by you in order for you to be able to go to Galus.
So he gets off scot-free?
Well, bidei shamayim, there's bidei shamayim. He can't, Bezdin Lamata doesn't execute him.
Okay.
He shot an arrow to Ruvain and he killed Shimon.
So he's not chayiv in any nezikin and he's not chayiv misa.
You're chayiv nezikin. You'd be chayiv to pay. Maybe not, because maybe since because kam lemid rabim, since it's a
right.
But you're not chayiv, misa. Let's wait to Adam Amazik. We're still in short. We're going to learn all this, Kenny.
Okay.
We're going to learn all of it. But Rashi says here in Potter Mimisa the Halon Iskaven, the Amrina Lekaman, in the sugya that we're going to learn about human murder in Ayin Beis, Kamisas Bailim im Harag, Kain Misas Hashor Shaharag. So we're going to see there's a tour for Ritzicha on all the same svaras. Now, what the Gemara is after here is something else. Amar Shmuel, Pater Mimisa, but Chayiv Bekoifer. Shmuel says the owner of the shore still has to pay koifer. V'Rav Amar, no, they're connected. Remember we learned a few daf ago. If the shore is not put to skila, there's no koifer paid, right? Rav Amar Pater Mizeh Umizeh. So Machlok is Rav Shmuel. So afraid to Gemara V'Amai, according to Shmuel, Amai. Why should Shmuel be chayav b'koifer? So first of all, hatamu. First of all, even a tam that kills, right, is put to death. but only if you had kavana. Here also there would be a p'tur for death. So why would and first of all, a tam never pays koifer. So how could Shmuel makes this statement that seems no matter what it pays koifer? So Kedamar Rav, b'muad lipol abnei adam b'boiros. This shore had in the past sort of fallen on human beings in a bore, where it's moored to that. Achanami here also we're talking about muad lischachach abnei adam b'ksolim. It had scratched itself on a wall a few times and killed people. So that's why Shmuel says you pay koifer. So if it's a muad to this,
Right, but even if he's muad to scratch himself against the wall, he's not muad to kill people through that process. Like
So
when we say a shore is muad, it means he's trying to kill someone directly with his horns.
well, no,
This
muad
is he's
usually
trying to
means,
scratch, he's muad to scratch himself, big deal.
yeah, but it led to death 3 times.
But that's a side effect. That's a grumma. It's hard to say that an animal would be muad to scratch itself with the intention of killing a person. Muad means the animal has intention to kill a person.
No, muad means it's done this act repetitively. I would take out the kavana for a minute. Muad is we've seen the animal repeat its behavior. That's like when we said muad to do it on Monday, muad to do it on Tuesdays, or muad to do it 3 days in a row. It's the kavana is not in there. And in fact, the Gemara is learning not like you. It says like this: if in fact it was muad to scratch itself and have the wall fall on a person, so the Gemara assumes that it had kavanu bar katoluhu, and therefore you can't say that the animal didn't have kavan. In fact, you should put it to death. So Bishma Hasam, by the case that Rav brought, where an animal has been muad to fall into a bore and kill someone, maybe there the chaza yeruka, it saw some vegetables on the top of the bore, wanted to eat it, the nafam fell and it didn't have kavanah. Elahacha, but where it scratched and the wall fell. So Mike Lemema, Lechora, the Gemara has a havamina that there is a kavana to kill. So the Gemara rejects that. It's back to where Kenny is. Hachanami b'mischakik b'chosel. It had no kavana to do damage to the person. Its kavana was to scratch itself for its own pleasure. And how are you going to know, Menoya Dinan, what the animal's kavana is? The basar, the nafal k'mischakik bei. Because even after the wall had fallen, we saw the animal scratching itself with the wall. So it had kavana to scratch.
I'm happy to see you again.
Somebody's microphone.
Kenny,
Sorry, I don't want to interrupt you.
Frank, so now Kenny raised another issue, which was the issue of grumma, that it was not a direct hit on the person. He pushed the wall, and the wall fell on the person. The way the Gemara asked the kasha is vakati tzroiris ninu. Remember, tzroiris are when the animal kicks up stones, and then it rolls and it kills somebody. But that's a grumma, not with its goof. And you don't pay koifer for tzroiris. Amrav Mary Barav Kahana, ka'azmi nemi nei. It was, I guess, at the wall a long time and pushing. But umiu and miskavin laharuk. But it still didn't have kavanah to kill. Tanya Kavasa de Shmuel, Utiyuf to the Rav. The Gemara is going to bring a Baraisa. I'm sorry. Yeah. The Gemara is going to bring a Baraisa to support Shmuel that said you pay koifer, even though you're not putting the animal to death. And Kashan Rav says, Chayev b'misa v'koifer. Sometimes an animal is going to be chayev to be put to death and to pay koifer. Yesh chayev b'koifer poter b'misa. There's some cases where you pay koifer and no misa, which is our case. Yesh chiyuv misa poter b'na koifer. Yesh poter mizeh mizeh. Okay, so which case is which? So, muad b'kavana, you have a shore that is gored 3 times to try to, and with kavana to kill somebody. So that's the classic case. Chayiv b'misa, you put the shore to death, u'b'koifer. Muad shelo b'kavana, we see that, like in our case, it's muad to kill somebody that without kavana, because it was aiming for somebody else. So chayiv b'koifer u'poter b'misa, which is exactly like Shmuel. Tam b'kavana. If a tam kills a human being b'kavana chayiv b'misa, we said a tam is put to death, but poter mi-koifer, there's no koifer. Tam shaloi b'kavana, right? A first-time animal that kills somebody without kavana, there's no misa and there's no koifer. Poter mizeh mizeh. So the price is exactly like Shmuel. That a shor muad that killed below kavana is poter mi-misa chayiv b'koifer. Not like Rav. Now the brisa continues. Anizokin, when a ox damages property, shelo b'kavana, there was no kavana to kill anybody. Rav Yehuda Machayev, Rab Shimon Poiter. Rab Yehuda says you still have to pay damage payments. Rab Shimon says no. My time in Rab Yehuda.
Ernie, let me ask you a question. We learned before that you don't know what the kavana is. So how do you know what kavana it is?
No, you see an animal charging a human like a matador in a bullfight. He's trying to kill the guy. So you have to see it.
Yeah, but we said before when he's scratching, you don't know what the kavana was.
Yeah, the kavana there, the Gemara said we have a proof. It was trying to pleasure itself by scratching because even after the wall fell,
it didn't have kavana, in other words.
Didn't have kavana to kill. And it had kavana la nosto. And the lack of kavana, we said also, you start wanting to kill that person, but it ended up some guy jumped in the middle.
And it's not chayev. Okay, I know.
Not chayev. Also lack of kavana. Now, let's say below kavana it damaged somebody, or below kavana killed somebody. So we have this debate between Rabbi Yehuda and Rabbi Shimon whether you pay damages. Rabbi Yehuda says you do. My time, Rabbi Yehuda. Yolif mi koifroi. We learn out nizik from koifer. Ma koifro shlo b'kavana chayiv. We just learned the brisa. We just quoted it that even if the animal kills without kavana, you pay koifer. So Rav Yehuda connects the koifer to the damage payment. Rav Shimon Yolif miktali the shore. He learns from the fact that the shore, whether the shore is put to death or not. Ma katle shelo b'kavana. Hator, if the animal killed without kavana, it's not put to death. Nizakin shelo b'kavana, damage payments, which it did without kavana, is also potter. Why does Rabbi Yehuda learn the same way? Because danin tashlumim mitashlumin, damage payment and koifer payment are both payments. Vein danin tashlumim mimisa. The din of whether the animal is put to death or not, and the din of what you have to pay are not connected. Break the Gemara, Rabbi Shimon nami neilif mi koifer. So why does Rabbi Shimon learn the same way from koifer? Because darin chiyuv the shore, chiyuv the shore. We look at what you're obligated to do the shore. If you're obligated to kill it, then you'd have to pay. Since you're not obligated to kill it, there's no obligation to pay. Lafuki koifer de bailim. The koifer has nothing to do with the animal, it has to do with the owners. They need kapara. We should learn from there regarding the obligation that's mutal on the shore as a mazik. Is kavin laragas behema, laragas adam. We said we saw that it was charging an animal to kill it, and a human being stepped in the middle, and it got killed. The animal's not put to death. Or if it had kavanah to kill somebody that there's no chiyuv misa, like if it killed a goy. So he said potter. Comes out from here in this kavin laharog hazeh chay. So you have Reuben and Shimon. They're both people that the shore would be put to death if it killed. And the Gemara is now deducing that even though now you said it's patur if it lacked kavana, but if it had kavana for Reuven and killed Shimon, there you'd be chayav to kill the animal. Masnisen delok Rav Shimon. Therefore, our Mishnah is clearly not like Rav Shimon. Hi, Harold. We're still doing the daf.
Okay.
We're in Mem Daled Amid Beis.
All right.
The Tanya. Rav Shimon Oimer. Afilin iskavin laharog hazeh potter. Rav Shimon learns that if the animal was charging Reuven and it ended up killing Shimon, the animal would be potter from Misa. My time at Rav Shimon. Amar Kra, Hashor Yisakel, the Gamba Lav Yumas. So Kamisas Bailim, just like if a human being killed another human being, Kach Misas Ashor. Ma Bailim Adam Chaven Lei. So by a human murderer, if the guy was trying to kill Reuven and ended up killing Shimon, he's potter from death penalty. Av shor nami adam achaven lei. Even the shore has to have kavana directly for the person he tries to kill. Ubailim gufay minal. Where do you see the source that by human, if you don't have kavana, if you have kavana for Reuven and kill Shimon, you're potter. Sha'amar akra, va'arav lo, he waited in ambush for him, the kamalav, and jumped on him, vikau nefesh rames. So the word lo, va'arav lo, him, she's kavin lo. The kavon has to be for that person. Now, the Rabbanon argue with Rav Shimon. The Rabbanon say the Chachamim argue with Rav Shimon and say that if you had kavanah to kill Reuven, you killed Shimon, you're chayav. We paskin like Rav Shimon that Rambam says Adam sheskavin larag adam echad the irish argas chavera areze potter mimisas bezdin umi tashlumin. There's no money payment and there's no death penalty. Div Rav Shimon. So the Rabbanon, what do they do? Haiva arav lo my avdile. What do they do? Arav lo seems to imply you have to have kavanah for a specific person. Amar ve'Rav Yanai, prat l'zorek even lagu. Person throws a stone into a crowd of people.
Both
Not
Goy
every-
and Jew.
And you're not chayiv misa. Group of people, we are not chayiv misa for all of them. Hey, dummy. Let's say there's 9 goyim and 1 Jew. throw a rock. So Tepuk lay the Ruba Goyim Ninu. And Al Srov, you're not chayiv death penalty if you kill a goy. Inami pagu, even if it was 50-50, Safek nefashos la'akil, we go lenient. So the chiddush is lo tzricha de ikatishi Yisraelim echad goy. 9 Jews, 1 goy. You throw a rock in the group and kills one of them. The afal the rubi Yisraelim ninu. Even the ikachad goy benayu havelem kavua. It's like our famous case: 10 butcher shops, 1 treif and 9 kosher. You find the meat outside, it's called the porish miruba porish. Since the rove of the butcher shops are kosher, if you find the meat on the street outside, it's kosher. But you found the meat inside, but you forgot, were you in the kosher butcher or not? So then it's treated kavua, which is called kavua kemefla mechzadami. It's safek nefashos la'akil. That's what the Chachamim learned out from Va'arav Lo. But in a Chanami, if you have kavana to kill Ruvain and you killed Shimon, you're put to death, according to Chachamim. We don't paskin like that. We paskin like Rav Shimon, to be lenient regarding that. Because we're lenient by capital crimes. Okay, we're gonna do the Navi Shir now, but I'm gonna sign off, and then we're gonna sign back on.
Tomorrow the Daf.
Huh?
Tomorrow? What time tomorrow?
Tomorrow 7:30.
Okay.
Okay.